Queensland has a population of more than 90,000 people of Indian ancestry. There are many reasons why people choose Brisbane as their destination to settle down. The last decade has seen a significant rise in this number. As someone who's been here for more than 10 years myself, I can say with much gratitude that life is good. We have everything in this little corner of our world. The one thing, though, I wish for was a direct flight from Brisbane to Mumbai, which is where I come from, or any city for that matter. Guess what? We're here to chat about just that today. My name is Sharmeen Thomas, and you are watching Let's Hang Out on Indoz TV. I have with me in studio today Dr. Preethi Suraj and Abhishek Sharma. Let's go straight over to them. Welcome to the studio, Dr. Preethi and Abhishek. So both of you are representatives of the FICQ, or the Federation of Indian Communities in Queensland. Preethi, you have a long-standing relationship with it. And I just want to say a big congratulations to you as the first woman president in the 26-year history of FICQ. I think that's absolutely commendable. You're also a scientist by background, so you are this amazing person sitting here. Tell us a little more about yourself.
Thank you, Sharmeen. Thank you for the nice introduction. I'm Preethi Suraj. I'm the current president for FICQ. I work for the community for a long time, once I landed here in 2006. Working as a scientist, and my passion was always event management and working for the communities. I worked in FICQ like 12 years as a cultural coordinator, and then moved on to the PRO position and now the president. I'm here today to talk about the direct flight petition which we have raised to get a direct flight from Brisbane to India.
Absolutely.
And with me I have today the Vice President of FICQ,
Abhishek. Welcome to the studio, Abhishek. Tell us a little bit about yourself as well before we dive right into the main agenda of today's fun chat.
Sure. Thank you, Sharmeen, for having us at the show today. My name is Abhishek Sharma. I'm currently the Vice President of FICQ. From a profession side of things, I'm an IT professional. As you know, the FICQ is the peak umbrella body of the Indian communities in Queensland, and this is where FICQ has now taken this initiative to actually. So this whole petition has been driven by the demand, by the escalating demand for more convenient and travel options for our increasing Indian diaspora and business community in Queensland. That's where we actually want to take this forward, and because there is a growing need, it's the facilitating the business and trade relations. So that's where we see a huge need
for this. Absolutely, and thank you so much for setting the context for that, because that's obviously the most important part determining why we need this. But I'm just curious, so why hasn't this been done so far, or has it been done before? Has anyone raised a petition like this before?
The petition was raised first by FICQ now, but there was a lot of government talking to the airlines and all these happening from long back. But we got to know that the traffic with the people from here to India is less. That's why other cities like Melbourne and Sydney have direct flight and we don't have. So we thought now the Indian population is increasing tremendously in Brisbane. So we thought we will try one more time to see whether we will be able to get it.
If we don't ask, we'll never know, right?
Yeah.
So who is this petition directed to?
At present, we are directing it to all the three levels of government in Australia, and also to the CEOs of the airlines which can fly to India, like Air India, Qantas, Virgin, like that.
So I just hope that they all get a chance to watch this interview, even if they haven't read what's online at the moment. So just to delve a little deeper into, obviously, the relation between India and Australia is growing, and Queensland especially. Can you just give us a little overview of the economic and tourism implications of this petition coming through and flights actually starting from Brisbane to a city in India and vice versa?
Sure. So we have actually in our petition, you will see a link. So there are quite a few news articles which are talking about the round trip passengers. So there is one simple flying.com news article which actually says last year there was about 170,000 round trip passengers, which is equivalent to about 250 passengers per day traveling from Queensland to India. So and this is where we will see actually a greater pressing need, for the whether that's the business community, whether that's in an emergency or senior or elderly people who they need to travel to India. So with the Indian diaspora growing, we believe that overall it's about 130,000 people of Indian ancestry living in Queensland at the moment. And so this is where we see actually a pressing need to have direct flight options.
And do we actually have this access to this data which tells us what percentage of this traveler portion is business or tourism related or parent related?
We don't as FICQ, but we're pretty sure it won't be hard for the airlines to figure that out. But again, the FICQ, the way this petition we're doing it in an unbiased manner. We are not actually saying that Air India or Qantas should be doing it. So it's what we are highlighting, because this has been in discussions even with the past, high commissioners and MEAs and the government agencies, including the Ministry of Transportation Infrastructure in Canberra. It's been going on for some time, but now it has reached to a point where there is a pressing need to actually have this direct flight for numerous reasons, right?
Yes.
So, yes.
Especially given that both Air India and Qantas do operate flights from Sydney and Melbourne to Mumbai, Delhi, even Bangalore for that matter. So why does Brisbane have to get left behind, right?
Yes, that's right.
So with the petition, I've seen it myself online and I have signed it too, by the way. How many people do we need for this petition to become successful?
There is no counting like that, but we need to show our strength, right? So more the better. That's what I think.
So we should just get everyone from Australia to do it.
The petition sits just shy of 4,000 people. If we can actually triple that, that would be great.
Yes, I've seen that. I think one of the biggest reasons why we also need a flight from Brisbane is because half of the people from New South Wales and Victoria have anyway moved to Queensland, right? So, what are we waiting for? So, what else can we hope for?
So again, direct flight is one thing, but it has to be cost effective, right? So if there is a huge price difference between the direct flight from Sydney to India or Melbourne to India, then people will, still they might just consider catching it from Sydney or Melbourne. So it has to be from a cost effective point of view as well. So that's another thing for airlines to consider.
And has the FICQ done any of its own research on the potential economic viability from an airline's point of view?
We don't have that survey documents to do those bit, but I'm sure that the airline should know that.
Yep.
And considering the amount of people growing in Queensland, the government should also be able to calculate that, and considering the tourism developing in Queensland, that's also an attractive point for them to consider this petition.
Absolutely. I think I can say with conviction as well that a lot of people tourists who land in Melbourne or Sydney do travel up to Brisbane and far north Queensland for all the beautiful sites that we have in this state of ours. Is there anything else you'd like to add for our viewers today?
just sign.
This is your moment, Preethi and Abhishek. Please sign the petition for
Sign
us.
the petition and help the people in India to travel up and down, so that all our parents and all visiting us can come in a direct flight, and also we can visit them
Absolutely.
In an emergency conditions or something like that. When we travel, it will be very useful.
100% Abhishek.
Yes, so sign the petition, circulate it within your network. It doesn't have to be people living in Queensland who they have to sign it. It could be, any part of the Australia, could be overseas, because, there are relatives and people.
There's interest all over.
That's right. And feel free to put a comment on that petition as well if there is anything in specific that people want to mention about the flights and how they want to do it.
Yep.
So those are just a few key points. Other than that, let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Wonderful. We will share the link on the interview link as well.
Yep.
And just to end on a lighter note, now there's definitely going to be a big debate about which city should be the first city that gets these direct flights from Brisbane. So, what is it going to be?
We are no one to choose that, because the airline which comes up, they need to look into their statistics and decide which is viable for
Absolutely.
them. And we are happy even if there is one city there. It's something we can do for the community.
That's it.
It's a foot in the door at least, for the other major cities, yes.
Wonderful. Preethi, that was the best politically correct answer that you can give. We have offended no one today. So I certainly hope the message of this interview gets across to all the levels of government that we hope to reach, all the CEOs and the hardworking people of all the airlines. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been a pleasure to have you on Let's Hang Out with Sharmeen Thomas. Thank you.
Thank you, Shava.
Thank you.